Hello, this is Houston Bennett with our Week 2 Java Fundamentals video. For this one, I was tasked with making all static non-user entered application text support both English and Spanish. What I've done here is I've actually just changed the whole language profile for the emulator to Spanish from the settings. This was my app here. I changed the app name to Just Testing. That's here in the code, in fact. Somewhere around in here. I think it was in the strings. Yeah, there it is. Which is also what we had to do there is add a new folder over here for the different language values.es for Espanol, and all I did was just add another strings XML and copy pasted that over and had Google Translate to give me the proper changes, I guess would be the best way of saying it. And everything, and since the whole system is in it, all of the text is changed over to all the static text is changed over to Spanish. This will load in English too if I swap it over. I think I might have time enough to do that if I change this. Another thing I was supposed to do is to, when the alert, I didn't have this working in the last video, but now it does. The OK and remove. Let me see here. I believe it is this one. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and change this back to English, and just to show you, not Canadian English, because these other Englishes may actually look for another folder. I'm not sure, so we'll just switch it back to United States English, and we'll go back into the app, and then we'll go from there. I don't understand why the Android emulator has to work so slow. So here it is in English, just testing, like it says here. And as you see, all the text changed back to regular English. Go ahead and punch in one here. I noticed here that these labels are swapped. I tried to change this in the activity main. I swapped them physically here in the graphical layout, and I also swapped them here in the code, and for whatever reason it doesn't want to change them. I don't know what I did wrong there. But the total entries obviously should only be one. The average entry length is actually being calculated correctly too. I did notice that it's not using a floating point, a float. It's actually dropping the decimal for this average, so it's not actually properly rounding. Because I thought that was a little weird when I did the math myself. It's not right. And let's see, we'll pull out cheese from there, as you see here. This is where things kind of fall apart. Because when you click the remove button, it does actually remove it from the list, or at least it should if the code is right. But I wasn't able to update these again because of a scoping issue. The variables that are being used to make these text box, or to make these, are not accessible from within the click event for this button. And that's because I should actually have these in their own class, in their own method, separate, so that they can be accessed from anywhere. So that's kind of my own fault. Something that I just didn't really have time to do because I turned in last week's project so late. And so let's see here, if we put in 0 again, it should be Frank. Oh, so see, there you go. It does change it. It just doesn't update those labels. I'm super glad that that's working this time. Yeah, that's great. So that's the only thing there, is it doesn't actually update those labels when I remove them. And the linear layout, I did change it to a linear layout, as you can see here, but I wasn't able to get it to look exactly like my old project because I couldn't figure out how to get these labels to line up right next to each other horizontally. But otherwise, everything else looks pretty much the same as before. Um, and that's it. Thank you very much. Have a good night.